All right, so today's topic is multiplying and then dividing integers. We already learned add and subtract. Now today we're moving forward with the multiplying and dividing integers. Okay, so when you're multiplying integers, it's really important to understand in terms of the words and in terms of the expression. So go ahead and read the words and then we'll check with the numbers. Okay, go ahead and read the words.
Okay. Multiplying integers. Words. The product of two integers of the same sign is positive. The product of two integers with different signs is negative. The product of any integer and 0 is 0.
Okay, so it's a very simple one, basically, if you look at it. So anything times 0 is always 0. Remember that, okay? It doesn't matter how much big number you have, but you multiply by 0, it always becomes 0. And the other one is two positive numbers, like positive times a positive, it's always a positive. And two negatives also becomes positive. And then, but one positive, one negative gives you a negative. Okay? So you can remember this, or the trick I showed to you, triangle, negative, negative, positive. Negative times negative is positive, negative times positive is negative, positive times negative, like that. Okay? Let's do some practice questions. Let's do a multiplying integers. So let's take some questions and then we can answer them. I'm going to put it up here so you can just tell me. Okay, first one, negative 7 times 9. Tell me what you think. Go ahead and answer that one. Okay, I like the negative, but 7 times 9 is...
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of something else.
Okay, that's all right. No problem.
I was thinking of another problem.
That's okay. That's fine. Okay, next one. That's good.
The total change in value of the fact the number of shares.
Okay, now let's look into this one quickly. So obviously, when you look at this one, let's see. The first one, the total change, what we can write it here is, so the computer sales is 200, but it decreased. That means times by -3. Okay. Whenever it says decrease, that's a negative. Then plus, and then 150 is LT, but this one increased. That means +2. Okay. So what does that means to us is basically that's a -600 plus 300. And you know the adding fractions, one negative, one minus, so you can subtract them. And then obviously that's going to be -300. Does that make sense? Okay, the next one we're going to look at dividing integers. So now when you look at the dividing integers, we follow the pretty much same as the multiplication rules. Like when you divide two positives, you get a positive. When you divide two negatives, you still get a positive. But if it's one negative, one positive, you end up with a negative. Same thing, 0 divided by 4, it's 0. But 4 divided by 0 is undefined. Remember that, okay? So 0 divided by 4 is 0. But always remember this 4 divided by 0, it's undefined. Undefined. Okay? Let's do some practice questions now. There we go. Let's go and try these practice questions. And we'll get back to them. Looks good. You're doing really well. That's -99. That's good. I like that. You got those questions pretty good. Now let's look into the next question, and it's error analysis. So we're going to find what mistake has happened in this question. It is really important that way you understand the concept in depth. So tell me, what do you think is a mistake happened in this question?
Oh, so they multiplied it and they didn't change the sign. So when it should have been let's see, 60, it should have been 60, and then they should have divided that by
That's right.
and then they changed the sign.
So right here is a negative times negative should have be positive 60, right? Good work. So then it has to be a negative 15 there. Good work. So whenever we're able to find the error in the question, that means you're understanding really good on these questions. Good work. Now look at this question. It's a really good question in terms of the applying the information that we have, critical thinking questions. And in this one, you see this is table up here. So let's complete the table, and then we can talk about it, how to do the ABC parts in this one. Okay? That's good. Positive 1 times positive 2, you got the 2, and then product is 2. Yep, you end up with the positive. The next one is negative. Very good. That's pretty good. You got all the plus, negative, and this is positive, and then negative. Okay, so what do you think the rule when you have more than 2 negative integers?
Sorry, I forgot to do those. I didn't see that.
It's okay. It's okay.
Write a rule for time with a product of more than 2 negative integers.
Okay. So what do you think when you have a more than 2 integers? What do you observe from this one? One thing definitely we can say from this activity or the critical thinking questions, if you look at it on the first one, I have let's say 2 negatives here, and then you got a positive, which is even number, right? Even number of negatives. But here is negative 3 of them. 1, 2, 3 of them. That means odd number of negatives. So I end with negative. Again, this is even number of negatives. Then I end up with a positive here. And an odd number of negatives. Then I end up with a negative. So when you multiply an odd number of negatives, you're going to get end up with a negative. But even number of negatives, you're going to end up with a positive, because negative times negative is positive, but negative times positive, that's going to be a negative. Or you can just put a 3 of them, then it's going to be negative times negative is positive, positive times negative can be negative. That makes sense? So that's a positive, then positive times negative, that's going to be a negative. Makes sense? Good. I like that. I like your check marks too.
Which numbers in the center?
Right.
Yeah.
So the median is the middle number.
The mode, I think, is the average.
Mode is the most repeated value, and the mean is the average of the numbers. Okay. For the mean, it's really mean because you need to do a lot of work. So in the mean, what you do is you add all the numbers and then divide it with how many you have. Okay. Now look at this question. On Antarctic temperatures, you have 42, 59, and the negative temperatures are there. And we would like to know what's the mean temperature up there. So go ahead and try, add them all, and then divide by how many there are there. Okay? I like that. A lot of good work out there. Definitely I can see that. But when you see this one, we're doing the adding, right?
Oh, shoot!
Adding. If you're multiplying, then yes, you can change the symbols. But when you add them, all of them are negative. So you just simply put a negative there. So everything is good. I see that you added them, all of them. That's pretty good. I added it. You added it. You got 264. Looks good. Now, but when you add them, all the negatives, you still end up with a negative. So it's going to be a negative 44. Excellent. So you add all of them. Mean means add all, and then divided by how many you have. by number. Okay, that's good.
Expression.
Now let's look
Multiple
at
choice. Which expression has a positive value?
okay. So let's answer this standardized test practice. It's always important to be kind of like prepared and ready for this type of questions. That way we're good to go. Okay, go ahead and try it. Like that, you're eliminating them. So one way we can definitely use this, or that we can answer this question, just for sure. For this one, but if you look at this one, 19, but 6 times 7 is 42. You end up with a negative number is bigger, so you're going to end up negative. But this one right here, negative times negative is a positive. So that's going to be a positive number. Okay? So it's really important to pay close attention to the questions and what we have out of there. So really important. That's what we have it there. Okay. So always look at the signs and answer those questions. Good to go. Awesome. Okay. Okay. All right. That's pretty good. So we understand today pretty much like let me clear this one quickly. And we did the multiplying, dividing integers. We learn about the rules of multiplying integers, dividing integers, and also we look at some word problems where we can use them. And also we have a critical thinking questions, which makes really important, like how many negatives makes positive and how many negatives make negative. And we used it into the kind of like a mean median mode, this geometry a little bit. And then we did a practice of these standardized tests too. Okay, that's good.